learning that there's going to be a private vigil in this neighborhood, in the Wineland Park neighborhood of Ohio. But first, let me bring in a very special guest here, Rob Misla. He is actually married to Spencer's sister, Maddie Tepe, now known as Maddie Misla. And Rob, obviously, we are very victim focused here at Surviving the Survivor. Our condolences go out to you and the entire family. You know, I caught you doing some media with Ashley last night. I know I'm sure you're still in shock, but how are you holding up? How is the family holding up?
Like you said, still a little bit in shock. Just trying to take it one day at a time. We're obviously prepping everything for the services and whatnot. Staying busy, but still in a little bit of disbelief.
One of the more heartbreaking things that I read, and this was in People magazine, and it's also just got to be surreal to you to hear these big publications covering your very personal family story. But you were outspoken saying you still don't know how to tell the 1 and 4 year old. Obviously, they're extremely young. That's got to be gnawing at you. Have you had a little more time to think about that? Or are you going to kind of put that off for a little bit, considering their ages?
Yeah, I mean, and not just me. This is the entire extended family, both sides, because we've had them for a little bit. Other side of the family has had them. They've kind of been with a couple different ends of the family, and I think, like I said, taking it one day at a time. And we've talked to child psychologists on best practices and how we go about answering their questions, really, without just like outright saying it, because you can't really describe death to a 4-year-old, or just like how permanent it is. So just trying to answer their questions in the right way and understand how they're feeling throughout the process.
And can I ask you, are you watching them? Are you taking care of them? I know family is.
We had them with us for a little bit. The Tepe side of the family is in Cincinnati. The Monique side of the family is in Columbus. So they are not with us currently.
Okay. Well, please let the entire family know that we're thinking about them. And I know you want to talk specifically about this call, but first I've got to ask you, tell us a little bit. You're married, obviously, to Spencer's sister, Maddie. She's got to be absolutely devastated. Tell us just a little bit about Spencer and Monique. You know, people are finding out information about them through the media, and the media, a lot of times, as a former broadcast journalist, we get it wrong. But tell us first about Spencer. I mean, obviously a dentist, but the kind of person he was.
I mean, yeah, just a top tier guy. Me as a brother-in-law trying to compare myself to him, it's not even close. Like, he's brilliant, graduated from dental school, is a great dentist. Honestly, so many people have reached out to me that, saw him as a patient, and just had the nicest things to say. I saw a story actually earlier today about something that somebody had written saying, he gave my smile back. And then, he was involved in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, who he had a very huge, very large influence for his little brother, who is very successful at this moment. But he became family to them. Also, he's just he's athletic dude. He was always good at sports, and he's the life of the party. Really, he's always smiling and laughing, and just also very welcoming and open to meeting new people and getting people involved.
Yeah, I read that he's an avid golfer, but someone on the show mentioned that he wrestled at the Ohio State. I couldn't find that. Did he wrestle? He didn't wrestle there. Okay.
No, he did not.
Yeah. And just tell us a little bit about Monique.
Monique, it was also just bright, huge smile all the time. She very intelligent, also just very mindful, and somebody that was really easy to talk to, especially with personal problems. She was very open. She was an active person too, but just a great mother as well. Once she became a mother, her life really became about her kids, and she it's just hard to picture. It's hard to see the kids without her, you know.
And I understand she has a degree or focused on early childhood education. But the reason Rob reached out to Steve Cohen, and Steve's been in touch with him, there was a story out today by Fox News Digital, essentially talking about a call that happened back on April 15th, tax day, 2025, which is obviously a few months leading up to the murders. And it was described as a woman calling 911, crying, the dispatcher asking, hey, what's going on there? The caller saying, me and my man got into it. Are you in danger right now? The dispatcher asked, no, it's okay. I don't need anyone. And it goes on. But you were saying you wanted to set the record straight about this call. So what's happening with the call, Rob?
Yeah. So first off, if you listen to the voice, it's quite clearly not Monique. Everybody has seen the wedding video and has heard Monique talk, and it's obviously not Monique who's calling. Furthermore, I've been very outstated that, you know, Spencer and Monique had people over a lot. They had, you know, house parties, and they enjoyed kind of bringing people together. And, you know, I think sometimes at these parties, people get a little too drunk. And that's, you know, that happens. And from multiple people that I've talked to that were at this party have all stated, yes, we remember this happening. The woman had just a little bit of a freak out, for lack of a better term. Maybe, you know, was having some mental health issues at the time. But she called the cops from her cell phone. I know it says it was from Spencer and Monique's house. Maybe it was close. But she was at this party, and she just had kind of a lapse psychologically, I think, at the time. And that's from multiple people have told me that.
So it was a party, and it was someone other than Monique, obviously unrelated to Spencer and Monique. So I appreciate you sorting that out, and we're going to discuss that. You know, once I know you have to go in just a moment. I just want to ask you, I mean, as far as you know, between Spencer and Monique, were there any issues? Were there any problems that you knew of?
No. They loved each other so much. They were perfect for each other. And just, like, not even each other. Like, they had no problems with anybody that I've ever met. Like, I've never heard anybody say a bad word about either of the two. So, and I just want to say that, you know, our family, as far as I know, was not contacted by Fox News before they posted this video. So, I think they kind of just jumped the gun to create, you know, just sensationalize again, have something to say. But yeah, that's the story. And I have multiple people that are willing to go on record to say that as well. So,
well, we're going to take you at your word there. One other thing, and then I know I have to let you go. The police did put out, was actually during our show yesterday, put out video of this quote unquote a person of interest who's walking down the alley. But I understand, if I heard this correctly, that the family also kind of wants to pump the brakes on that a little bit. Is that correct? And if so, how come?
I don't know about pump the brakes on it. I just, you know, we all saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been anybody in America. The video is just really hard to tell what's going on. You know, could it have been the guy? Absolutely. Does he look sketchy as he's walking down that? Yeah. Does he look like he's hiding his face? Sure. But could it also have been, you know, a drunk guy walking home? That too. So, you know, I wouldn't say pump the brakes, but I just think we can all see what we're looking at. It's really hard to distinguish anything from this.
Again, there's questions, you know, that our chat is very victim focused. Our community is a lot of victims within the community, but is there any kind of link or GoFundMe for the family right now?
Yes, there is a GoFundMe. I can send that to your producers.
Yeah, send that to Steve. Steve will get it to
okay.
And we'll put that in the comment section, everybody, for tonight's show. We'll put in the GoFundMe. And Rob, please reach out if we can help you in any way. You know, we built a big platform here. And if there's anything we can do to get the word out or help you. And again, a lot of people say it, but I mean it. Please let the entire family know that our community of 185,000 strong is thinking of them and hoping that there's a resolution to this case really soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay. Talk to you again soon. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Heavy stuff. And this is why true crime is not something to be taken lightly, because these are real people with real lives. And